very, very excited about. We have a special guest speaker who is also a good friend of mine and is responsible for developing the CRM app that you're about to see in just a few minutes. So Roy is joining us today along with Joseph Loughran, who's our Marketing Vice President. Now, we've all heard about, how technology is changing our industry and how it has changed other industries. And every day there's something new to hear about or to utilize in your everyday business practice. So we, as a life insurance distributor, it's really up to us to go out there and find out what works and what will help our agents stay more organized, sell more life insurance, and ultimately, keep your name in front of your clients and prospects while basically sitting back and flipping an autopilot switch. And that's kind of the purpose of our iGenius platform and this Me Again app that you're about to hear about. So we got some great stuff to talk about. I would definitely take out a pen and paper, jot down any notes, questions that you might have. And of course, after the webinar, feel free to call or email us, and we will get any of these questions answered and literally hold your hand through the entire process. So you don't have to feel like, hey, I'm not a Bill Gates and, I barely know how to reply to emails. That's okay. Give us a call, and we will literally hold your hand and walk you through the process and get you up and running. If it's, the Me Again app, or you want your own free agent website that you need to get up and running, we are here to help you with that. So we don't want you to think, this is just a great training, but at the end of the call, you're on your own. It doesn't work like that, and we know that. So I want to really stress that point. Okay, so we're going to run for about 40 minutes today. Joe is going to talk about the agenda for today's training. I'm going to get into one slide about changing in our industry and why it's so important, and then we're going to introduce Roy, and he will take it from there. So first up, we have Joseph Loughran. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. I appreciate everybody taking the time to be on today's call. Like Bill mentioned, we're going to go through why change is crucial, why you should really be on this call as opposed to doing anything else, and really all the advantages you're going to gain out of using these no-cost agent tools and the iGenius platform that we put together. Secondly, we're going to roll right into a demo of this new mobile CRM platform. And then thirdly, we're going to talk about the total iGenius platform, the agent tools, what's available to you as a Levinson agent. And of course, we're giving away a tablet to today's 250th registrant. We'll do that at the very end of the call, just before we close it out, so make sure you stick around for that. We've got a lot of great things on today's call. As usual, we do record every single training session, so everybody in attendance will actually receive an email link to the YouTube video this afternoon. You'll also be able to view about 70 other training videos that we've put together, anything from a new product rollout to the total Levinson & Associates platform. You'll be able to view every single one of those videos on demand by accessing that YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Okay, so this is an awesome quote that I feel that we as a distributor and you as a agent or GA need to live by every single day. This is crucial to building a successful business in this generation. The industry is always about changing, and that's exactly what you will need to do to keep moving forward. Okay, the days of a yellow legal pad and rate book are over, okay? And for us as a distributor or IMO, the days of offering great commissions, great products, and great service are over. Yes, we need to offer those three things and be the best at it, but you also need a value proposition. You need a turnkey platform to help your agents get their foot in the door to tell their story. And we understand that. So the point is, it's easy to sit back and just say, hey, what I've been doing has worked for the last 38 years, and I'm going to keep doing the same thing because I know it works. Well, guess what? That's not the case. Okay, and we all know, I don't care if you're an agent or a GA, an IMO or MGA, If you are not on the gas all the time, you're sliding. If you're on the gas, you are climbing. It's one or the other, and there's no in between. Okay, and this has been our philosophy since 1972, mainly since I came in about 16 years ago. So you constantly have to be out there to see what's new, to see what consumers are expecting, to see the way that consumers want to buy life insurance. And I'll just give you a quick example. You know, let's say 20 years ago, it was common for an agent to meet with a client at, 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday and to sit down at their kitchen table to talk about life insurance. Well, these days, good luck trying to find a family to welcome a stranger into their home at 8 o'clock at night at dinner time on a Tuesday. It's not going to happen. So these days, especially the smaller life insurance policies are typically sold over the phone, sold online. The statistic last year, it was 83%, and this is a LIMRA statistic, 83% of all consumers that purchased a life insurance policy searched online at one time or another to find out more about a life insurance policy. So what does that tell you? We need to change. We need a website. We need a CRM tool to move forward and grow, or else we're going to be sliding. And we all don't want to slide. We want to climb. Okay, that's kind of the key behind this. And this is a great example that we're going to show you here below. So in 1973, this will take just a few minutes, and then we'll introduce Roy. But I think it's very, very important, especially starting today's presentation. 1973, a company that we've all heard of, Kawasaki, came out with a stand-up jet ski, otherwise known as a PWC, personal watercraft. And what happened is they were the first to come out with this, and they took off. They blew up, and the stand-up jet ski was the hottest thing for any, let's say, young kid, okay? Like I was born in 1975, but I remember, when I was 8, 9, we would rent them in the local canals or intercoastal, and I just loved riding these things. They were great. Everybody from, age 7 to 70 knew or have ridden the Kawasaki stand-up jet ski, and they took over the entire PWC industry with this Kawasaki stand-up jet ski. And they were making millions and billions of dollars, okay, for many, many years. But there was one problem, okay? Kawasaki was on top of the world in the PWC marketplace. But there was a problem. They sat back and they said, you know what? We're the best. We're the leaders. We're number one. Why do we need to change? Okay? Well, the answer to that question is you need to change with the times. You need to find out what your clients or consumers are wanting or expecting as you move forward, okay, as the years go by. And Kawasaki was guilty of not going back to their consumers to ask what they would want to see in the new stand-up Kawasaki jet ski. Well, guess what? In the mid-1980s, another company comes along by the name of Yamaha. And Yamaha was smart. They said, you know what? We want to tap into this PWC marketplace. But obviously, Kawasaki already owns the space with the stand-up jet ski. What can we do to be different? And Kawasaki sent out surveys to all these stand-up jet ski owners, and they said to them, they said, you know what? If you wanted to see one thing that's different, what would that one thing be? And all of these Kawasaki consumers replied back, and they said, we love the stand-up jet ski, but we want to sit down once in a while. We want to have the option to stand up or sit down. And I can remember this because I remember I couldn't even stand up. I would have to go on my knees, and my kneecaps would get all beat up because from the waves bouncing up and down. So, obviously I said to myself, wow, a seat would be great. I don't know if it's possible, but that would be the answer to make the perfect jet ski, right? Well, Yamaha did just that. So in 1986, Yamaha came out with the Wave Runner sit-down jet ski version. I'm sure we all can remember these, okay? Well, what happened within a year of Yamaha introducing the sit-down jet ski? Well, next thing you know, Yamaha took over the entire PWC market space. They literally came in and almost put the Kawasaki stand-up jet ski basically out of business. Okay, why? Because this was the perfect jet ski. And Yamaha came out and they perfected something that Kawasaki started. They made one little change, and they brought a seat to the marketplace. They gave you the same performance as a stand-up jet ski, but added a seat. So they listened to the trend. They listened to consumers. And next thing you know, Yamaha took over the PWC, personal watercraft market space, within 2 years. So what does that tell us as agents and as distributors? That you need to change. You can't just sit back and do what you've been doing for the last 10, 20, 30 years, because consumers and clients are changing, and we have to change with them and give them what they want or expect. Okay, so just keep that in the back of your mind. And that kind of has to do with everything that we're talking about with technology and tools that are available to help you change your practice. Long story short, here we are almost 20 years later. Yamaha owns that PWC market space by a landslide, and they have come out with the new sit-down jet ski. Okay, it has obviously double the horsepower, looks a lot cooler, but the concept is exactly the same, and Yamaha is changing with the times by listening to their consumers. So we all, as distributors and agents, need to do the same thing that Yamaha does. We don't want to be a Kawasaki stand-up jet ski, because those days are over. Kawasaki has 2 models left, and they're pretty much extinct. And you know, it's funny, Yamaha came out with a sit-down jet ski as well in the early 90s, but it was too late because Yamaha already owned that space. So, of course, we all want to be the Yamaha agents, as we can see here. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of mention that point. I think it's real important and kind of has to do with what we all do every day. We want to constantly change. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to dive right into today's presentation. We're going to talk about the complimentary application from me again. We're going to introduce a good friend of mine, Roy Goodart, who's also responsible for developing this Me Again application. Roy, you there?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate the good intro and having the opportunity to meet with your group here today, too. So, you know, it always amazes me over the last 4 or 5 years that we've done business together to see how you guys are really adopting technology and how you're utilizing that with your producers out in the field to help them grow their business. So it's nice to be here. It's nice to have an opportunity to talk about it and, you know, show me again and some of the things that you folks have actually had the ability to help us change and grow inside of that business too. So glad to be here. Before we get going, just one housekeeping item. Typically, you know, there's a lot of questions that kind of go along with these types of webinars. If by chance you have a question and you need it answered, feel free to send a quick email to this address here, or give them a call either during or after the presentation, and we'll see if we can get those answered for you right away. So Bill and Joe and his group are excellent about that, very knowledgeable about the Me Again utility as well. So why are we here? You know, just as Bill had mentioned, you look at Kawasaki and you look at Yamaha and you look at kind of the changing times that are there. A couple of years ago, Bill and I had a conversation around how can we help producers out in the field quickly and effectively follow up with the folks that they're meeting with. It's one of the things that people struggle with that are out there. And what we're here to do today is to show you what that utility kind of looks like and how it can work for you. We're going to show you a couple of examples of what that looks like and how you can utilize the utility in your own practices as well. So as we get going, and we've had the opportunity to talk with a lot of folks like you over the last few years, and we always ask, what's that number one issue? What's that one thing that's out there that prevents you from selling more business? And, you know, a lot of times we'll get things like, you know, could it be acquiring new leads, right? Acquiring new leads is tough. You guys spend a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of resources going out and finding new people to talk to. And acquiring leads is tough. It's one of those things that is always in kind of that top 5 when we talk to people that are selling life insurance that are out there. Now, we also get to tough underwriting. So underwriting's a hard thing. Sometimes you get these cases out there. You get Johnny who's got diabetes and a heart attack and who weighs a little extra than what he should be. And sometimes it's tough to get those cases through there. And you go through and you quote somebody and you turn around and unfortunately that rating's a little different. And so yeah, we hear this a lot. But you know what? The number one thing that we hear in every conversation that we have is following up after each client engagement. So following up with your people that are out there is rough. It's one of those things where people want to do it. They obviously know they have to do it, but things get in the way. So it's one of the real issues in helping people sell more life insurance is following up after each one of those client engagements that are out there. So when we look at it, we know that 50% of all the leads that folks like you get never get a phone call, they never get an email, they never get a letter, they just go out by the wayside. So that's a lot. That's a big number when you think about it. And some of you folks in there may be a little better than that, some of you may be a lot better than that. But what we know is that, again, 50% of those are out there. We say, why? So as we talk to the producers out in the field, what we do is we want to find out, why is it? Is it just because you have so many things that are going on during the day? And a lot of it is that sometimes these cases are a little smaller. Sometimes, they do. They've got a lot of other work that they're doing, and they meet a lot of people during the day. So you may come up and you may have 20, 50, 100 leads that you get during a week or a month, and it's tough to kind of keep all of those things moving through that process that you have that's there. So when we look at that, what is the process? When we talk to those producers out in the field like you, what we find is that typical process kind of looks like this. You meet with somebody, you get that business card, or you write down their information, you come back into the office, you try to find some time to put that back in your CRM, and it takes a long time. And how long is that? How long does it take you to do that? Well, what we know is there's been a lot of studies that have been done on how long it takes a particular individual to follow up with somebody. So from the time that you kind of get that, you come back to your office and you start the process, how long does it take? So the MDRT's done some research. You got companies or organizations like Accord and LIMRA and all these other guys that are out there that are really trying to determine, hey, how can we make this process more simplified so that way it doesn't take as much time? And what is that time? Well, you know what? When you come back in your office and you sit down to do that initial follow-up, so taking that information, getting it back into your CRM, crafting up an email, scheduling a time to make a phone call, all of those types of things, it's about 15 minutes for the first time. So it's longer than you anticipate. So think about that and multiply that by the number of leads that you folks get during a single week. And what inevitably happens is that, it gets thrown on the side of your desk, you get going, and a deadline finally pops up in your head that says, oh my goodness, I forgot to call that person, or oh, I forgot to send that email that's out there. And that time frame is typically 6 days. So on average, it's taking producers 6 days from the time that they meet with that client or that prospect to get back with them. So to get back with them on an email, to get back with them on a phone call, whatever it may be, on average, it's 6 days. And what does that turn out to be from a lead loss standpoint? So again, those same organizations have kind of stepped back and said, not only how long does it take and how much time does it take that individual to put that information in, but how much business do they lose? So what they're saying is that during that 2-day period, so 48 hours after the time that you meet with that initial prospect out there, you have the opportunity to lose up to 30% of those qualified leads. By the time you get to 4 days, it's 50%. And then when you get to 7 days, it's 80%. So think about that. If it's taking you 5 to 6 days to get back to that one particular individual on that, your opportunity cost is huge when you look at it overall. So what we want to do is help you speed that up. So let's look at a real-world example. So we've got John here. John is a producer. He loves to golf. He does it a couple of times a week. He likes it because, it's fun. Also, too, he likes to do some pickup games out there. So he'll go by himself. He'll pick up a foursome, and he does that so he can meet with individuals that he's never met before, talk to them about life insurance and how it can benefit them. So what's his number one rule? Well, he's out there, and he meets with that individual. He exchanges that contact info, right? And if you don't get that info, you can never follow up. You never know what they're going to do, what they want from there. So he picks up that information. Then when he comes back, what does he do? Hands it off to his busy admin. Or he'll key it in himself or do what he needs to do. But again, 6 days on average that are there. So what our goal is to help you speed up that lead dog. So if I were to tell you that I've got a quick little app that you can utilize on any mobile device, so you can use it from your iPhone, you can use it from your Android, Samsung device, you can use it from a tablet, excuse me, you can use it on the web, so you can use it from any browser. And when you go out and you meet with every client, you can follow up within 1 minute of meeting with those individuals while you're in the parking lot. I think it would be able to help you out and help you get more business out of that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk you through a quick demonstration of what Me Again is. And again, Me Again is that simple app that will allow you to do these things. Now before we do that, I want you to make sure again that you write down this email address and this phone number. So as we walk through, if you have any additional questions, you'll have the ability to do that. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to pop out of this presentation and I am going to share my iPad with you folks. So this is what Me Again looks like. What Me Again is, again, I'm utilizing my iPad. When you log into the environment or sign up for it, it will actually walk you through a very quick wizard. So it'll show you exactly all of the buttons and kind of what the workflow is and how things work for it from there. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to look at it from an agent's perspective when I'm out in the field. So I'm going to take that John perspective. I go out, I'm on the golf course, and I come back, I'm sitting in my car, and what do? So I open up my app. So I open it up on my iPad. This is the first screen that you'll come into. You'll notice that right now I've got 39 follow-ups that I need to follow up with, and I can see where they are. So I've got a bunch in my hot, medium, warm, and cold lead side. I've got some ones that are falling off of my radar too, so at a later point in time I can look at those. And I get an email every day too that tells me what I need to follow up on. So it'll show me what these 39 items are and what I need to do with those folks as well. So it reminds me to come back in and do the things that I need to do from there. Now you'll notice up top that there's some iconography. So you'll see contacts, you'll see follow-ups, you'll see a card scan, some activities, and that red activity saying that I've got 13 items that are there. So the system will actually tell me which people actually look at the emails that I send out, what links they click on, and so forth that's there too. So I have a great follow-up, especially if I'm selling multi-line products that are out there. So if I've got an email that I send out and I represent life and annuity and long-term care, my client clicks on that life or that annuity one, then I know they're interested in that. I've got a great intro back into those folks. So again, let's take that example of John. So John goes out, he meets with those people, and he collects some information. Now, what happens is that you'll see that first camera that's right up there in the middle. If I click that, what that'll do is that will bring me to a card scan. So what it'll do is it brings me to my camera. Now, you'll notice that I've handwritten the information that's there. Now, you'll also notice, too, that I can insert a business card if I wanted to. What Me Again does is Me Again actually utilizes a human transcription. So what happens is that we have the ability, when you take that information, write it down or scan it into the environment. I'll take that picture here real quick. I can use this photo. What that means is that it goes out and it will send it to our system, and we have actually live humans who take a look at that, read it to make sure that we key in Corey Jones correctly. We get his email address right and the phone number correct. So somebody keys that in, and a second person validates it, so it's 100% accurate within there. So again, it can be handwritten, or it can be a business card that has that information on it as well. Now you'll notice inside of here we've got a few other things. So we have some import methods. We can add this back to your mobile device. So you'll notice down here, if I want to add this back to my phone as an example, I can do that. The fishbowl is really designed for folks who do like seminars and so forth. At the end of the seminar, if you want to do a random drawing, you can have all of these ready to go, and at the end you can push a button and it'll randomly draw that individual out. It can send an email automatically out to that individual letting them know that they've won and that they need to come back to your booth or whatever as well. You'll notice up top too that we can find a quick follow-up email. So typically what will happen is that you as the individual agent out in the field, you have an idea of what you want to talk to your clients about the first time or ongoing that's out there. Now, so do we, because we've worked with a lot of you folks that are out there as well. So we have the ability to come through and we can look at some predefined templates that are inside of the library. Today we have about 100 or so different emails. These are the most popular tags that kind of come up. You'll notice insurance is our number one. That's there. And what will happen is it brings me to a laundry list of emails. So I've got a whole bunch of ones that are kind of here, some quick introductory emails. You know, as an example, we can do this one, so life dreams. So you'll notice here I can see exactly what that is. I can click it to use it from here as well. And it'll bring me back in. You'll notice up top now where it says follow up, it brings that in. And I can set defaults to these too. So typically what I would do is if I'm John that's out there, I'll have a couple of defaults that I set through there. So I have 1 or 2 different emails that I use a lot of. So I set those as my favorites. I can quickly grab that. So I scan that card, quickly find that email that I want to use, or you can set a default so you don't even have to go out and search for it. If it's one that you use over and over and over again, you don't even have to go out and search for it. Now you'll notice here too, I've got to remind me. So this is going to remind me on the 30th that I need to follow up again. So not only is, excuse me, is John going to get a quick email, or excuse me, Corey's going to get a quick email from John here immediately as soon as this is sent. But I'll also get that reminder. So it'll pop back up on my mobile device, or it'll pop back up on my web browser when I log back into me again, and it'll tell me that I need to follow up with Corey, and it can tell me what I need to do that for. I can also send myself a calendar invite too if I want to do that. So it'll send me a calendar invite at the time that I discern that I need to follow up with him on. I can set different contact settings, so tags. So again, met him at Golf Course XYZ, or met him at the theater, or John's interested in a certain type of product. So you can build your own tags and settings there. As you type those in once, the system remembers those. So that way you can remember to use the same tag over and over again, so that way you can search for it later in the CRM aspect of the system. You can rank those individuals. And it's got an awesome feature. Everybody uses LinkedIn today. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, I would strongly recommend that you go get one. It helps brand you and your business together. But most of the people that you'll be doing with have a LinkedIn account. Now I can set this to on. What will happen is that when I'm finished here, what it's going to do is it's going to look for Corey to see if Corey has a LinkedIn account. And if he does, it's going to send Corey a LinkedIn invitation from me automatically. So that way I can get linked back into that individual from that side. We'll see in the near future Facebook and some other social media that you can hook those folks into as well. And you can add some quick notes down here. So I can type in, I'm not a very good typer on my iPad here, but I can say Corey has a 20 handy. So as far as his handicap goes. So I can type that in. What that'll do is that'll store that back into the system, so next time we talk to Corey, I can see what those are and so forth that's there. So now all I have to do is I hit that little button that's there, and it's going to send us to transcription for me, and it's going to go back in. At the end of this, I can come back into the dashboard, or I can scan more cards. So if I had 4 or 5 people that I met on that golf course at the same time, and I want to send them the same letter, and I want to follow up with them on the same day, all I have to do is click that Enable Rapid Fire Mode, hit more cards, and then all I do is I take a snapshot one after another, and it applies the same rule set that I just utilized on that other card. So again, I don't have to spend the time to go through and do all that individually. So let's go back to the dashboard really quickly. So on the dashboard, I've got a number of things. As Bill had mentioned, it's got some CRM capabilities to it. So we can come in here. We can import in individuals inside of the CRM if you'd like to. We have an import utility that's there. We can quickly look at the different individuals. So you'll notice I've got Bill that's there. His card was transcribed. I've got a LinkedIn already to him that's there. So we've got a number of different individuals that's there. So let's go into Dave here from Pack Life. And you can see the things that we may have. So I've got some baseline details. If I want to send off Dave another quick email from here, I can simply click his email address. If I want to make a phone call and I'm on my mobile device, my phone, I can click his phone number and it will automatically dial that number for me that's there. I can record another phone call. I can set new follow-ups inside of that. If I want to, I can come in and I can edit the details on the individual too that's there. So I can come in and I can add new notes or anything from that side of it too. So again, very quick, easy components that's there. Me again today will synchronize with Salesforce if you're utilizing that from a CRM aspect. We've got a couple of other CRMs that we're working with, but Salesforce will work today. You'll notice that I keep clicking that little 3 bar on the left-hand side. What that'll do is it'll give you more information. So I can go into the dashboard, I can look at those, I can look at my contact follow-ups, I can come in and manage my settings inside of the environment as well. So I can manage my default settings. So we had mentioned before, setting that LinkedIn there, getting my daily reminders inside of the system, including my email signatures and so forth that are there. So let's go back while we're here, and let's show you a quick follow-up of what your typical email might look like from there. So you'll notice up here in the top right above where it says hi, you've got a little bar, and it has the ability for you to insert in your own logo. So the system's smart. What you do is when you go in to set up the system, you just type in a URL, and what it'll do is it'll find any image that's located on that URL, and it'll allow you to add it if you want to for that. Then you can come through, and you'll notice inside of here I've got, this is the last template that I used, so it'll bring me to the last one that's there. It allows John to put in his email signature, what it is. It also allows them to put in additional info on any logo that they may want to have. Again, their LinkedIn, their Facebook, and their Twitter, and their phone number, and so forth that's there. So again, kind of what it might look like for you on that side. If I wanted to add an individual here, I could come in and I could search for Bill as an example. I've got Bill in here, so let's use him as a, so when he gets it, he won't yell at me that I'm sending him one for that's not real. So I can come in here and I can look at that. All I have to do is, now that I've picked him, is just hit that little send button that's up there. It's going to save that, and it's going to generate and send off Bill that email. So very quickly, again, the idea and the concept is for us to allow you to get those emails and that information out to those folks as quickly as possible. And then follow up with them shortly thereafter that's associated with it. So again, if I wanted to come in and look at my leads, let's say I just want to look at all of those cold leads that are there, I can see what some of these are. So I can look at my hots, my warms, my colds. It tells me when my follow-ups are. So again, in my demo environment, I'm not doing a very good job of actually calling these people afterwards. But you got that information that's there and allows us to kick those off. I can build filters from it as well. So if I want to narrow the pack down again and look for a certain search word, everybody that I played golf with in the last 60 days, I can do things along those lines. So again, some more complexity to the platform there for you to give you a little bit more flexibility. But again, the idea and the concept today is just to help you get those individuals in and out. The other type of lead that you might get is one that Levinson offer a great lead program where you folks can get leads from them. And typically, a lot of times those will come in your email. Sometimes you want to print those off and look at those. What you can do is the exact same thing that we went through here. So you may get 10, 20, 100 leads from Levinson that you want to quickly follow up on. You don't want another agent to be able to get out there and get ahead of you in that game. So as soon as you get that lead, either you can import those folks into the system using the lead import utility, or if you want, you just take and you print all of those off and you go into the scanner, you scan each one of those, you scan that first individual, choose which letter you want, just like we walked through there a second ago. Hit send on the first one, do the rapid fire mode on the others, and you can get through all 100 of those in less than 5 minutes. So it's super, super quick, super, super efficient and effective for you. So again, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, just to give you a very quick overview of what Me Again is and some of the benefits that are there. You can get Me Again from the iTunes store, and you can also get it from Google Play. Bill and Joe have some great discounts that they can offer you folks. In some instances, it's free. In some instances, they pick up half or more of the cost for that. And I'll let both Bill and Joe talk about that here in just a second for you. But if you have any questions about Me Again or would like to try it out, you can go and try it out for free. Just go and download it, and then from there, you get a certain amount of time that you guys can plunk around with it and make sure that it's something that you're interested in. We have a great customer service and support. So if you get into it, you need to have, if you've got a question, you can email us and somebody will get back with you right away on that. That's there. Or again, you can reach out to Bill or to Joe or anybody on their team and they'll be able to help you as well. Joe, Bill?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Roy.
Yep.
Great job. And yeah, and anything that comes up, let us know. We can always get Roy on a call too if needed. But we're all pretty trained here. And keep in mind too, as Roy was building this, we gave a lot of feedback, and you know, we have our customized letters that are part of the system, so we know the program pretty well. But whatever we need to do, we'll get all of your questions answered. And what Roy was saying earlier is, you know, is this going to be free or discounted? It's very simple, okay? If you're a active Levinson agent, okay, active means if you're currently appointed with one or more of our carriers, you get 50% off. Okay, so there's two packages, but basically it's $9.95 per month. Now, if you are active with Levinson and you're writing at least one application a month, okay, which is nothing. There's no minimum premium or anything. As long as you're averaging at least one application per month, then we pay for the entire platform, so it's completely free to you. And even if you're not, if you're brand new with us, okay, and your average is going to be at least an app per month, just let us know. We'll have you probably send us like an email commitment, and we will get you activated at no charge. So don't worry about that as well. And like Roy said, this is free trial for everybody. So there is a free trial available for everyone, and then if you love what you're looking at and you want to participate and get active, let us know and we'll get you up and running. So no problem there. Okay, so we're going to talk about, we have a complete turnkey platform called the iGenius platform, and that stands for Insurance Genius. And the Me Again app is one of those tools that is part of the platform. So I thought it was important that we mention a few of the other tools that are available, and everything is at no charge to you as long as you're active with us. So we're going to mention a few of these things. We're going to talk about our proprietary exclusive products that are only available with Levinson. We're going to give you a sneak peek at the free website that's available to you, and then we're going to announce the winner for the tablet giveaway. So we're going to be over in just about 10 minutes here. Okay, so the iGenius platform, this is the first of its kind, by the way. So there are other platforms available, but the charges are anywhere from $50 to $350 per month, plus an activation charge. So the whole point is with Levinson, we're basically saying, hey, as long as you're activated with us, okay, you're writing a little bit of business, you have access to everything at no charge. So that's kind of one of the perks in our value-added proposition, if you will. Full back office support, okay, we don't have any summer hours, any early hours. We're open till 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. That's the way it is year-round. It doesn't matter what time of the year we're in. Most competitive carrier portfolio. Okay, we feel that we have the best products and carriers for life insurance, long-term care, annuities, disability, everything but health insurance and variable products. We feel, the #1 mortgage lead program that is exclusive to Levinson. And every lead is exclusive to you, so they're not shared in any way. We also have a final expense and annuity mailer lead program. These are all co-op programs, so we pay for part of these leads for you. So that's a huge plus. And what I would do is, if you haven't tried the mortgage lead program, give that a shot. I'm telling you right now, 70% of our agents are coming back every week to buy new leads. So we know the program is working. We have the only scholarship program available in the country, okay, with all life insurance products. So in other words, you want to go out and sell term with return of premium, final expense, universal life. We have an accident product that's guaranteed issue, disability, critical illness, all come with one free year scholarship to any of our 330 colleges across the country. So you can offer this to your clients, and there's no upcharge for premium. There's no commission reduction for you. There's a lot of value here. And I'd just like to give this example. If Joe's an agent and I'm an agent, okay, and we're both pitching the same term with return of premium product, and our premiums are neck and neck, Joe's talking about, let's say ING, and I'm talking about Kansas City Life, okay, and everything's the same, but I'm giving 1 free year scholarship on top of the term ROP, the client is going to go with me every single time, okay, because they're getting this 1 free year scholarship that they can use for any of their family members or even an unborn child. So the value is there, okay? Even if my premium is a couple of dollars more, they're still going to go with me because they're getting a $40,000 scholarship at no charge to the client. That's huge. We have 5-star agent trips starting at just $15,000 of annual premium. We have our annual agent expo every year, typically in March or April. We bring in top VPs and underwriters from the best carriers in the country. We have a motivational speaker that we bring in typically at the end of the day. We bring in breakfast and lunch, and then we have qualifications so you can fly in from anywhere around the country to attend our free annual agent expo. We have exclusive product and program offerings that no one else has. So again, you can go out and market these things and get a step ahead of your competition because they don't have these programs. E-applications and e-delivery available with most carriers. In fact, we're the pilot program with 3 of our 50 carriers right now, which means we're the only agency that has access to this technology, which means you have access to these platforms as well. We have an online underwriter called X-Ray that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This allows you to put in as little or as much information that you have about a client, and the system will instantly tell you what health class, what carrier, and what the premium is. I love this because on a Sunday morning, if you're talking about life insurance with your neighbor who happens to be 5'10", 330 pounds, this will tell you exactly where to go, what product, and what the premium is so you can take an application before we even get in Monday morning. That's a big, big advantage that you'll have over the competition. Family owned and operated since 1972. Kerry Levinson started the business. He's my father. I came in about 16 years ago and combined his expertise with technology, and here we are today, one of the top IMOs in the country. We have 15-plus life, annuity, and long-term care experts at your fingertips until 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we really encourage you to call for anything. We are here to help you. We have a cash for contracting incentive. This is a great deal because it allows you, okay, let's just say, for example, you're contracted with North American at the, 80% level, okay? So you can come to us with your next application and say, hey, this is my level right now with North American. In most cases, we're going to beat your commission level or at least match it, and you can receive up to $400 in cash for each application that you send in. So that's a huge plus. That's on the annuity and life insurance side. In most cases, we're going to beat your existing level, but we will at least match it guaranteed. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we're moving forward here. We have 2 exclusive products that nobody else has. Okay, this is going to give you a huge edge on your competition. The first exclusive product is called Lightning Issue Term. Now, what I love about Lightning Issue Term, it is the first and only term life insurance product that allows you to put a link on your website, or you can blast it out to all of your clients, or you can include it on your Facebook page or any social media page. And the whole point of this is, let's just say you have your own website that you use with us, or maybe you have your own website that has nothing to do with us. Well, you get your own link that you can throw on your homepage, and basically it says, get instantly approved with no exam. Click here for quote. So the client clicks the button, and they can run a quote, and they say, wow, I'm a 39 male smoker, 100,000, 30-year term is $24 a month. That's nothing. Then we have another button that says sign up here. A one-page app pops up in front of them. They fill it out. It takes less than 5 minutes. There's only 3 health questions. They get approved instantly. The policy gets mailed directly to the client, and they get a $5,000 scholarship at no extra charge, all while you did nothing. Best part is the agents receive lifetime renewals. So as long as that policy is in force, you get double-digit renewals. So if you're a big, maybe a health agent, or you know a big P&C agency, this is huge. If you can email blast this out to all of their clients, it's a great way to supplement your income, okay? And really, there's no back office work involved at all. It's just a matter of driving traffic to your customized link. University Plus on the right side. This is an awesome, awesome product for children, okay? And I'm sure you've heard of the Gerber Grow Up Plan. We see it advertised all over cable and TV. So the bottom line is the Gerber Grow Up Plan is a great concept, okay? And basically it allows, let's say, a parent to have a 2-year-old son, little Johnny, and the mother can buy a policy on little Johnny, who's 2, and put in, say, $50 per month. When little Johnny is 18 years old, so in 16 years, the mother receives a check for, say, $18,000 to be used towards Johnny's 4-year education. Well, everything sounds wonderful, but what Johnny's mom didn't realize is she gets taxed on that $18,000 as ordinary income. So that could be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That's a huge difference. So basically what we did is we said, wow, what a great concept. Okay, if we can do the same thing but have this a non-MEC product, okay, which means when that $18,000 comes out, it is not a taxable event. So what we did is we put together a whole life chassis. Our premiums, our cash values are almost identical. In some cases, we're actually a little better, okay, but the best part is our death benefit is 3 to 4 times the amount of Gerber. And when Johnny's 18, the Gerber product is endowed. It's over. Our product is guaranteed forever. So as long as the client wants to pay premium, the product goes on forever. And it's a non-MEC, so the client is not taxed. So let's say when little Johnny takes out that $18,000, okay, with the Gerber product, on the University Plus side, the $18,000 comes out. It's not a taxable event. Our death benefit is 3 to 4 times higher. Our policy can go forever. It's guaranteed forever. Plus, there's 1 free year scholarship that comes along with that $18,000. So now you have, let's say, $40,000 plus $18,000 will pay for almost half of Johnny's 4-year education. So it's really a win-win, no-brainer situation. Everybody out there should be marketing University Plus. We have an easy rate card that allows you to quote the product, and it talks all about the product so you can sit down and discuss it with any clients. That's called University Plus. We have an e-application. It's all simplified issue up to $150,000. So these are 2 awesome products that your competition does not have, and that's my promise to you, unless they're under us in one way or another. Okay, Joe's going to talk about some of our consumer marketing pieces. We're going to talk about 2 other free tools in our free agent websites, and then we'll wrap up the call. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, the next slide here is actually going to show some different screenshots of all the different marketing material that's available for you as an agent to actually custom brand and to use with every single one of those prospects. And one of the things that Bill touched on was how you can use these platforms to get in front of new clients and new prospects. We didn't just develop the idea and the concept. We actually took a lot of that same thought process and turned it into something you can actually use. What you're seeing is a screenshot of the trifold brochures, of the different email templates that are available, especially over on that left-hand side. You'll see the Professor 101 series. This is a monthly newsletter you can send out to every single one of your clients or prospects. Again, not only using all the different tools, especially the Me Again app, but staying in front of your clients with this relevant material is really going to help build that relationship and, like Bill said, set you apart from your competition. So here's a quick example of a lot of the things that are available. We probably have about 30 to 40 different email templates specifically on this scholarship platform. So you'll have access to every single one of those templates to be able to use starting today. A couple other things I want to touch on are some more no-cost agent tools. What you're looking at on this next screen at the very top is the Levinson & Associates app. You can put this on any smartphone that has an internet connection. What this allows you to do is instantly quote your clients from anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're at a sporting event, at the supermarket. You can basically take out your phone, run an instant quote on a client, and the best part is you can actually put in their email and all their contact information so you can then email that quote directly to the client. You're going to give them that instant quote. Normally, we'd have to wait to get back to the office or get back to the PC to be able to send that quote out. You can do that, take all their contact information, put it right into that Me Again application, and now you're going to start to follow up on that client in drip market to really help you close that deal. On the bottom portion of the screen, I know Bill had already mentioned this. This is actually a screenshot of that X-ray platform. This is available directly from the Kerry Levinson website. That X-ray system allows you to enter in all medical information and instantly view that rate and premium and actually informally shop each case across the entire marketplace with one click. So we're taking what used to be a 2 to 3 day process of shopping the market, trying to find out which carrier was going to give that client the best rating, and literally shrinking it down into an instant process, which is really going to save you a lot of time. Plus, you're going to be able to do that client a huge service, which is give them those answers immediately as opposed to having to wait a couple days.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Okay, so these days it's very, very important. I don't care what you do. If you're a life insurance agent, if you cut grass, if you sell artwork, you need to have a web presence, okay? Everybody, I don't care if you're 20 or 60 or 80, everyone these days wants to see who they're doing business with. They want to find out, who is this Bill Levinson guy? How long has he been doing this? And you know, is he established? Does he have the right license? So the first thing they do, okay, we all have heard of Google. The first thing they're doing is going to say, hey, Bill Levinson, life insurance agent, search, okay, and they're going to look for my website. So you need to have a website, okay? The whole point is you want to constantly keep your name in front of your clients and prospects with a CRM tool, with Facebook and email blasts, and then you always want to tag your website on the bottom next to your name. You want to drive traffic to your site. That's the whole point. So we developed a platform where you can go. It's called insprofessional.com, and you can activate your own website at no charge. We have 16 different templates or backgrounds you can choose from. We have built-in quote engines, so your clients can run a quote, and as soon as they go in and run a quote, you get an email that says, hey, Lisa Smith just ran a Banner Life 10-year term quote. Here's her phone number. So then if you're on the road, you pick up the phone, call Lisa while she's still on your site, and make the sale. That's kind of the whole point of this. And then you have your Lightning Issue term link on your homepage. So the whole point is drive traffic, and then you'll have clients that literally buy insurance without you even knowing. You get an email that morning saying your commission is due in your account. So it's just the whole point of driving traffic, keeping your name out there. It's huge today and moving forward. So Joe is going to talk about, we have these built-in quote engines and health analyzers that all come with these free websites. So Joe's going to mention this, and then we put together a social media package. So if you want us to help you get up and running with LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, we have a co-op package where we can do everything for you and literally hand you the keys or put you on a maintenance plan. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, what you're looking at is actually the quote engine that is on that agent website. So initially, when we first rolled out this process and we kind of tested it with some agents, we realized that the quote engine was great. One thing we really needed was a health analyzer. So you actually have the ability to put this on your website, any website that you have. Your clients can actually go in, do the health analyzer. They don't have to. They can skip right to the quote, but they can put in their height and weight, tobacco usage, all the common reasons they would get rated or declined for various insurance products. They can then click a button, actually see those quotes in real time, and it will match them up with which carriers and rate classes they'll actually qualify for by using the health analyzer system. Another great thing we did was anytime someone goes on your website and they go through this process, you're going to get an email with all their contact information. We also built a client e-application right into that quote engine. So a client can see a product, run the numbers, click to apply, basically put in all their information to start that application process. Everything gets sent directly to you as the agent, so you can complete that whole entire application process with either a drop ticket or a complete e-application, which means you never have to see that client. In some of these examples, you can use those drop tickets. You don't even have to have an email address from the client. You can do everything electronically, so that's going to save you a lot of time. And really, it's where that industry needs to be able to keep you up to speed. The next screen is on our social media packages, like Bill mentioned. If you're not on Facebook, you're not on LinkedIn, we'll help you get up and running. We'll help create that social media page, write new content. We'll also give you some great tips and ideas on how to get followers and maintain them. So there's two different packages, one to get everything up and running. We actually use a third-party company that specializes in social media creation. For the one package, for a setup fee is $99 one time. Then they'll actually create additional content and drive traffic to that social media page for an additional $99 a month. So those packages are available today. They are great to actually incorporate with that agent website, especially if you're going to be doing some online marketing and keeping in touch with that Me Again application.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Yeah, and what I suggest, the setup is $99, and then they literally show you how to do everything and hand you the keys, and you're done. There's no more fees or anything. But that's what I would suggest.